yarn friends, it's April from Banana Moon Studio, and in this video I am going to be walking you through the stitches you'll need to know for the second section of the Alera Shawl crochet pattern, which is part of a crochet along that I'm running in the month of May. I am not working with the yarn that the pattern calls for. It calls for Ancient Arts Oasis, but I used up all that I had when I made my shawl, so I am working instead with their Nettle Soft DK in Nothing But Blue Skies. All right, so I have just made this little swatch that I'm going to work with to show you the stitches that you'll need. I'm not working my rows as long as I would if I were actually making the shawl, because it would take me a long time to show you what you need to know if I did. So, but I'm starting with a number of stitches that will allow me to do a full repeat of the repeat that's in here. Okay, so we're going to start with chain 2 double crochet in first stitch. We are continuing the same increase pattern that we had in the first section. So the side of your shawl that you've been increasing on every row, it's still going to increase every row. And there will still be a decrease every fourth row on the other side of the shawl. Okay, so we start here with our 2 double crochet stitches in the first stitch. All right, and then we have double crochet in next 4 stitches. What we're doing here is we're going to add some post stitches in this section that will give our shawl some added texture. There's my 4 stitches. Now I have EFPDC in next 6 stitches, and I'm sure you're wondering, what does that mean? Extended front post double crochet in next 6 stitches. So I'm going to show you what that stitch looks like. Okay, we're going to yarn over just like we would for a standard double crochet. Because it is a front post stitch, we aren't going to put our hook here in the top of the stitch like we normally would. We're going to start at the front of our fabric, take our hook around to the back of the post of the stitch, and bring it up on the other side of the post of the stitch like so. That's what makes it a front post stitch, because we're going around the post of the stitch and we're starting from the front side of the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over just like I would for standard double crochet. I'm going to pull it through here. Now, the thing that makes this an extended front post double crochet happens right here. I'm going to yarn over. Normally for a double crochet, we would pull through both of these loops, but I'm just going to pull it through this one. Then I'll yarn over and pull it through these 2, and I'll yarn over and pull it through these 2. So what I did there was I put an extra section loop, I don't know exactly what to call it, of the stitch here. It made this stitch slightly longer than a standard double crochet, which is important because it's dipping down lower into the row below. And if I didn't put that extension in at the beginning, it would pull down the height of my row and make it shorter. And I didn't want to do that. So that is the reason. The making it a post stitch is raising the stitches up off the fabric. That's what's giving it the texture. And putting that extension in with the extra loop down here is making the stitch longer, so the height of my row stays the same. Okay, so I am going to do that stitch in 6 stitches. So I've completed 1. So here is my second one. Okay, I'm going to go back and count. I have 4, so I need 2 more. All right, there are my 6 extended front post double crochet stitches. Next it says double crochet in 6 stitches. So these are basic stitches. We probably all know how to do these. We're just going to, well, let's talk about this for a second though. Here is the stitch I just worked into. You can tell because the bottom of this stitch is looped around it. I'm going to go to the stitch next door and just work into the top of it and do 6 standard double crochet just like I've been doing all along. All right, there are my 6 double crochets. All right, now in this pattern, it says to do the 6 post stitches, double crochet in 6 stitches, and then repeat from the star across to the last 2 stitches. So because you are actually making your shawl, you're gonna repeat this over and over. You're gonna do 6 post stitches, 6 regular double crochet, 6 and 6. And you're gonna alternate those back and forth until you get all the way across this row of your shawl to the last 2 stitches. Because I'm working from this small swatch, I can only do the repeat 1 time, but you'll do it multiple times to get across to the last 2 stitches. And then you will double crochet 2 stitches together over the last 2 stitches. That's the same decrease you've been working all along in this shawl. All right, and there's my decrease. So that's what I have here. Then I know I'll be turning, I'll chain 2, I'm going to double crochet in first 7 stitches. So there is my chain 2 and turn. I'm going to double crochet in the decrease that I made and in each of the standard double crochet stitches I did in the previous row. This is a wrong side row. In this section of the pattern, wrong side rows are going to be like this, where you'll double crochet in the standard double crochet stitches and you'll post stitch in the post stitches for the most part. There will be a few exceptions to that, but the pattern will tell you where there is an exception to that. Okay, and one more. See how I can kind of see the difference here because there's this ridge on the back. The stitches that are behind that ridge are my post stitches, but this one right here is not. So I know that's a standard double crochet stitch. So I will double crochet in it. And then after I double crochet in the first 7 stitches, I will, this EBPDC is extended back post double crochet in next 6 stitches, okay? So I will, now I'm going to be doing almost the same thing except my post stitch is going to be slightly different this time. Instead of going around the post as we did in the last row like so, I'm going to start from the back side of the fabric and go around the post this way. So this is how it looks on the right side, and then if I flip it over, it's like this, okay? And then, just like we were, we're doing an extended stitch, so we will pull through here. I will go through 1 loop, then I will pull through 2 loops, and I will pull through 2 loops, and I'm going to do that with the rest of the post stitches here. So from the back, again from the back. Through one loop and through two and through two, and let's count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I did 6. And then the pattern says double crochet in next 6 stitches, repeat from star across, and then 1 additional double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, so I am going to double crochet in the next 6 stitches. All right, and there's my 6 standard double crochets. And then after, so I repeat from the star across, you'll have to do what's, you know, inside the stars multiple times. I'm just doing it once for this demonstration. And then 1 additional double crochet in the last stitch. So that's our increase on this side of the shawl. All right, and then of course, as usual, we have our turn and our chain 2. I like to do it chain 2 and then turn. So I think I've shown you what you need to know, but maybe I will go ahead and do one more row because there's something a little different that's going to happen this time. So let's do our 2 double crochets in the first stitch. Okay, and then what's going to happen now that we've established our pattern of these post stitches alternating with double crochet stitches, our lines are going to start traveling diagonally. The lines we're making with these post stitches are going to travel diagonally. So we're actually going to move our post stitch section 2 stitches this way on each further right side row. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so chain 2, 2 double crochet in first stitch, I did that. Then extended front post, double crochet in next 2 stitches. So here I'm going to, even though these are standard double crochet stitches, I'm going to post stitch these. All right, and then I start my repeat, double crochet in next 6 stitches. There are my 6 standard double crochet stitches. 2 of them are overlapping my post stitch section, and that's because, like I said, my lines are going to start moving. So now I did this double crochet in 6. Now I have extended front post double crochet in next 6 stitches. That's 3. All right, and there's 6 post stitches. So, okay, so you can see here my postage section, and now it's kind of traveling diagonally to the left. That's what we're going to be doing as we work these. So the stripes are going to be traveling that way. Okay, so I did the repeat once. You'll have to do it several times. Do the repeat across to the last 5 stitches. So I should have 5 stitches left here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will double crochet in the last 5 stitches to end this row. I want to show you on my finished shawl how that looks. Hopefully you can see the texture is very subtle, but I think you can see those textured lines, and they're traveling to the left. Always find my latest free patterns, tutorials, and reviews on my website, bananamoonstudio.com. The shawl I'm working from in this video is free on my website, and it's part of a crochet along that I'm running in May of 2021. And I think that's all. I hope you all have a lovely day.